The witching is upon us. We need to talk about it. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. And when is a sorceress not a sorceress? When she's at the beach. Why? Because then she's a sandwich. I'm going to attempt to answer for you the question, what is the witching, and also how will it impact the markets going forward from here? And I will also tell you in this video how you can get up to 16 free stocks using my link down in the description, and then also my Patreon, how you can see my buys and sells and be a member of my community and talk to me throughout the trading day, and also get access to my options course that is available through that Patreon. In the meantime, let's get right into the quadruple witching, and we see that quadruple witching refers to a lot of options contracts that we have, although the fourth thing, the single stock futures, is something that in 2020 it was the last time that it traded, so it has been since called the triple witching, not quadruple. So I do need to update that in my vocabulary. So we can see that it happens quarterly, so at the end of each quarter of the calendar year is where we get this happening, and it is the third Friday, and today happens to be the third Friday in the third quarter. Today is that triple witching day, and where we have a lot of expiration happening, and we'll see that when we move over to the next article, and we see that we typically have high trading volumes. That is most definitely expected. The article that I will show you next will cover that. And then here it says that triple witching does not usually cause increased market volatility, and I think that the key word here that we're looking at is usually, and I'll scroll up so you can see the word volatility that show up on your screen. And the reason I point out usually, let's go over to this article. Triple witching day, analysts brace for volatility as $3.4 trillion in stock options set to expire on Friday. Well, we know that there's a lot of money in the markets, so is $3.4 trillion a lot? Well, let's go down here further in the article. So right here we see in this part that Friday's expiration is said to be the 6th largest monthly expiration on record, and then it says about the largest September expiration that we've ever had. And then also this part talks about the volatility, about the range-bound nature of the equity markets over the past several weeks, a high proportion of open interest options with strike prices that are near the current spot level. And then you can go down and read down through it more, and they give some reasons why they expect it to be volatile following this day. And I think that we can actually see it a little bit more when we look at the chart. So that's the next thing that I want to do for you, is bring up the charts and talk about what we can expect coming up in this week with the witching coming upon us. Here we're looking at the cues. When we look at this one, let me zoom in, and here's the range-bound nature that they were talking about, that we have been narrowing down on this thing. And will we break to the upside or the downside? We have most recently bumped up against the top. We have the 50-day sneaking right through that, right at about, let me see, I can actually tell you exactly where it is, almost $373. And then when we look down at the momentum indicator that we have down here, along with the volume that we have, the volume has been picking up over the past several days, and the momentum has been sort of sideways, a little bit down when we look at this. So we'll see. I think today really decides. If the momentum picks up from here, I think that we could have a nice day ahead of us, and possibly even a nice week. If the momentum does tick down, then that would go with that usual weakness that we see to wrap up September following the triple witching day that we have upon us. So by the way, the momentum that we see in the Qs when we look at this one is the worst out of the three. We're going to look at the Qs, the SPY, and DIA, which tracks the Dow Jones. So let's move over to the SPY, which tracks the S&P. And here you can see the momentum looks very much the same. However, we got just a little bit more momentum coming out of the S&P than we did coming out of the Qs, which tracks the NASDAQ 100. So we'll see if we continue on that upward path. And I can actually probably adjust this line just a little bit more to suit our needs a little bit better from this trend line we have across the three tops that we have following. Still the same message with the narrowing. Now, will we return back down to 50? Breaking through it today could even be a stronger sign that we're going to see more red in the week ahead. So that's something that we want to watch out for in the markets. And then moving on to DIA, this one, which tracks the Dow Jones, ticker symbol DIA. This is one that you can see that we've actually been following right along this trend line for a while here. And most recently, those tops have been squeezing down on us. But when we look at the momentum indicator here, we have just a little bit more strength the past several days coming out of the Dow than we do coming out of the S&P and out of the NASDAQ 100. So this is one out of the three of them right now, especially that volume spike that we had coming off those subdued levels that we had before. This one could actually have the most momentum to it going into next week, going into the witching day today and into next week. So we're going to have to take a look at that. It is almost time for the market to open. So by the time I get this out, the market will be open, and we'll see how it does play out next week for us. But it is most definitely something to plan on. And as the market closes today, I will put out another video that gives a better take on what exactly we can expect to see given today's performance following the triple witching day. So For those free shares from Moo, just find that link down in the description. Sign up, make your deposit, and get your free stocks. A $100 deposit gets you 5 free stocks valued up to $2,000 a piece, 15 free stocks at the $1,000 and $5,000 tiers, and a free share of Tesla or Google. I use Moo for my options trading, and I can tell you I'm very pleased with the platform so far, and I think that you will be too. And along the lines of options, over at my Patreon, that link is also down in the description. You can see the options that I'm buying and selling, as well as the stocks that I'm buying and selling, and then also be a part of my private Discord community that's over there. Talk with me throughout the trading day and my other community members as well. They're awesome people. I'm absolutely pleased and proud to have them over there as part of the community. And then also my options course I have available that goes from the very beginner, and as I develop it, it will go up through the advanced option strategy so you can really amplify the profit potential in your portfolio. So to summarize this thing, for the triple witching, we have a whole lot of contracts, $3.4 trillion worth expiring today, and we do expect some volatility coming out of it. I do think the volatility today could very well show us the direction that the market's going to go over the next week. So if we break through the top of this, we have more bullish momentum coming our way. And if we break through the bottom of the trend lines that I showed you, then that is something that I think will lead into next week as well, that we see more market softness and are just a little bit bearish, at least in the short term, and we can plan accordingly as time plays out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Get your free stocks using the Moo link down in the description. Go ahead. It's a wonderful trading platform. Like I said, I use it for my options already, and I can tell you the advanced option strategies that they have and the ability to customize and their options analyzer. It's been tremendous in helping me make my options decisions. And then also, if you want to know more about options or see what I'm buying and selling, get my NVIDIA stock price prediction and NVIDIA earnings forecast. Also, my Tesla stock price prediction and Tesla earnings forecast coming up very soon to the Patreon, my updated one for Q3. That'll be available there as well, and you can find the link for the Patreon down at the description. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey, are you still here? Oh my gosh, you really are dedicated to watching my videos. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I have a question for you. Do you know what % return you need every day to match the returns of the S&P 500 over its history? I do. I'm not going to give away that answer, but it is something to think about. And if you should find that answer, I think that you'll really be surprised. So you can let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you. Thank you so much for being so dedicated and watching this. Much of it here is a fishy face. I don't know. Have a good day.